I never thought about this. ESPN's Ben Baby, whoever that is, that's a fresh name, has come under fire on social media from WNBA fans after he raised questions about why reporters are denied access to locker rooms for post-game player interviews. Now, immediately you start thinking he's trying to get the Freak-a-Leak on. You know what I'm saying? You're thinking Petey Pablo over here, like Freak-a-Leak. No, it doesn't always have to be that way.
The mainstream sports media is in a state of total collapse, desperate to hijack a movement they ignored for a quarter century. After decades of burying the WNBA in the shadows, these outlets are now clawing for every millimeter drama as the league shatters records and dominates the cultural zeitgeist. Their ravenous hunger for viral soundbites recently pushed one ESPN reporter to cross an unforgivable line, sparking a digital inferno after he brazenly demanded access to the private sanctuary of the athlete's locker room. This isn't just a lapse in judgment. It's an explosive display of entitlement that has exposed a massive, systemic double standard tearing the sports world apart. You're watching WNBA Pro, and today we're dismantling the predatory economy surrounding Caitlin Clark and the polarizing reality of media access. We're even diving into the brutal reality check from former NFL star Marcellus Wiley that effectively leveled the WNBA's core argument. Brace yourself as we dissect the exact words that triggered this absolute meltdown.
Days old, ESPN's Ben Baby has drawn significant backlash for questioning the policy of the WNBA's locker room access. All right, it still remains wholly ridiculous that the WNBA doesn't have an open locker room media policy. He covers the Cincinnati Bengals for ESPN, the only major sport in the U.S. that doesn't have it. Bad for the fans and growth for the game.
ESPN's Ben Baby, a reporter typically confined to the NFL Cincinnati Bengals, has officially parachuted into the WNBA discourse with one of the most tone-deaf takes in the history of sports journalism. In a staggering display of professional entitlement, Baby took to social media to brand the WNBA's private locker room policy wholly ridiculous, claiming the lack of open access is stifling the game's growth. Let the sheer audacity of those words sink in. He is essentially arguing that it's a tragedy for fans that female athletes can receive medical treatment for bruised ribs or change out of sweaty jerseys without a pack of male reporters hovering 3 feet away with microphones and iPhones. Disguising this invasive demand as a crusade for fans is a pathetic attempt to justify an ambush. Reporters don't want to be in that sanctuary because they care about growing the game. They want access to athletes that are most vulnerable for the sake of raw, unpolished content. We're dismantling why this push for locker room proximity has absolutely nothing to do with journalism and everything to do with a predatory thirst for clicks.
For the fans and growth for the game. While Baby's intention was to argue that greater locker room access for reporters would help boost the WNBA's popularity, I don't see how it hurts. Think about it. If you get those immediate emotional comments from athletes before they get a time to clean up not only their bodies, but their minds, they get time away. The longer you let them get away, the more calculated they're going to become, right? You're not going to get that primal lizard brain response you want. You're going to get that, well, my publicist has already called me on the way home and I know what to say now. We don't want that. We want that gangster.
Former NFL star Marcellus Wiley just leveled the playing field by exposing the dark, psychological machinery driving the media's relentless demand for access, and it's all fueled by the predatory Caitlin Clark economy. Wiley stripped away the corporate mask, explaining that reporters aren't looking for insight. They are hunting for a primal lizard brain response. By ambushing athletes in the locker room before they can process a game, the media ensures they capture raw, unfiltered emotional breakdowns rather than the polished, professional answers found in a controlled press conference. They are addicted to the drama, lurking with microphones to record hushed, tense arguments, tears, and visceral anger after a brutal loss. This isn't journalism. It's a desperate attempt to manufacture a high-stakes reality show designed to harvest massive engagement and ad revenue from athletes' most vulnerable moments. Fortunately, the fans have seen through this transparent power grab, flatly rejecting this predatory behavior because they respect the locker room for what it actually is, a sacred sanctuary for players, not a soundstage for vultures.
The dudes, you got to do it for the ladies. What's the difference? Really, what's the difference? Diana Rossini, women reporters are walking in there where there's 3 legs hanging. What you doing? If y'all can walk in on us, guess what? We can walk in on you. Oh, you don't want it that way. Well, guess what? You also not going to get the same level of respect, right? Why you think gangs always jump each other in? Because they like, look.
A professional sports locker room isn't a glitzy VIP lounge. It's a high-stakes triage center and a raw medical facility. After 40 minutes of grueling physical warfare, these athletes are pushed to the brink of human endurance, dragging their battered bodies into a sanctuary of recovery. This is where trainers massage out agonizing cramps. Players tear off heavy athletic tape, and bruised limbs are plunged into freezing ice baths just to manage the swelling. It is a space defined by extreme physical and emotional exhaustion. To suggest that a swarm of reporters should barge into this hyper-vulnerable environment, demanding sound bites while players are barely clothed and wincing in agony, is nothing short of barbaric. Yet just as the digital world was ready to permanently bury this ESPN reporter's reputation, a shocking plot twist emerged. One that exposed a massive, uncomfortable double standard that has effectively silenced the WNBA fan base.
You in because I ain't perverted. I don't care that much. But if you gonna say it was good for the goose, ain't good for the gander, guess what? When it comes time to give out credit, respect, praise, oh, we ain't giving it out the same because y'all don't even want to be respected the same. The cost of praise is criticism. The cost of being great is you're going to have to risk it all and maybe be bad. Either it's going to be a home run or that same swing is a what? Strikeout.
Marcellus Wiley just delivered a devastating historical reality check that detonated the WNBA's core argument, exposing a staggering level of hypocrisy. He forced a brutal question into the spotlight. If female reporters have spent the last 40 years successfully suing for the right to enter male locker rooms, standing inches away from naked NFL and NBA giants in the name of equality, how can the same access now be branded a creepy violation when the roles are reversed? For decades, male athletes have been forced to sacrifice their physical privacy as a legally mandated cost of doing business. Yet the WNBA now seeks the same supermax contracts and billion-dollar valuations without paying the same price and transparency. Wiley's message is cold and clear. You cannot demand gangster money while refusing to provide gangster access. The NBA and NFL surrender their privacy to secure the bags, and the media is now demanding that the WNBA stop trying to have it both ways. This isn't just a debate about locker rooms. It's a collision course between demand for professional respect and the terrifying reality of elite-level media scrutiny. Stay tuned, because what happened next has shifted the entire trajectory of the sporting world.
Maybe it's a little deeper. So the season kicked off Friday night, New York Liberty comfortably defeating the Connecticut Sun. Look, if y'all gonna be really a big-time league, I don't know. These nicknames ain't it. Anyway, in a game that saw veteran guard Julia Vanloo, she nearly recorded a triple-double for the Liberty, despite only joining the team that same day. I'm about to say, why are you talking about an almost triple-double? Oh, she just got there. She don't even know the plays. Good stuff. All right. Following day, Caitlin Clark played down an injury scare after the fever. She revealed that her back got examined. Had a good joke in there, but I don't think it's appropriate. By medical staff during the season opening loss to the Dallas Wings. But I'm also compelled to always tell y'all what I'm thinking. I thought it was going to say got a back blew out. I said, what? Let me stop. Thank you. All right. So the season barely.
The defense of the double standard backfired spectacularly as fans didn't just reject the WNBA's demands. They rejected the entire invasive premise of locker room access across all sports. Decades of tradition in the NBA and NFL don't make this practice ethical or necessary, and even the world's biggest stars have reached a breaking point. NFL superstar Travis Kelce has been vocal about the sheer discomfort and violation of privacy when media floods a space, while athletes are simply trying to get dressed. If male athletes despise this horrific, outdated policy, there is zero justification for forcing it onto the WNBA. True equality isn't about adopting the most toxic, predatory practices of men's leagues. It's about elevating the standard of respect for everyone. The WNBA is at a historic crossroads with the leverage to ban reporters from the triage center forever, forcing a transition to the press podium that the NBA and NFL might finally be forced to follow. The era of the entitled, invasive sports journalist is dying, and the women of the WNBA are driving the final nail into the coffin. This is WNBA Pro. We prioritize facts over feelings and protect the game from double standards. Flood the comments right now. Is the WNBA being hypocritical, as Marcellus Wiley suggests? Or are the fans right that the locker room must remain a sacred, private sanctuary? Smash the subscribe button to join the rebellion and hit the bell. The truth is out there, and we are just getting started.